He is a god, known as the Emperor of the Sea. With just a light storm, even the ocean makes way. If Zeus is the god of the entire universe, then he's the maritime tyrant ruling the whole ocean. Poseidon, one of the strongest gods in the heavens, faced only a human warrior, Sasaki Kojiro, the legendary strongest loser. He never won a single battle in his life, yet he constantly sought strength, growing braver with each fight, even practicing his sword for 400 years after his death. Even today, Sasaki merely drew his long sword and gently laid it on the ground. Unexpectedly, this seemingly effortless action instantly calmed the previously turbulent sea. The gods, witnessing this scene, were all utterly astonished. Only the swordsmen in the audience truly understood that Sasaki had reached the realm they'd sought their whole lives, peerless in the world. As the battle horn sounded, both stood perfectly still, not moving an inch. They seemed to wait for the other to make the first move, but Hermes saw at a glance. Poseidon simply disdained to attack. But Sasaki couldn't possibly underestimate him. He'd already simulated 18 attacks in his mind, yet every simulation, without exception, ended with his demise. So, to outsiders, Sasaki was already sweating profusely just by taking his stance. This might be the oppressive power the Greek Big Three brought. Sasaki then realized his opponent didn't take him seriously. He simply sat cross-legged, pondering how to defeat Poseidon. The crowd was shocked. How could he sit on the ground mid-battle? But this was his usual fighting style. Since childhood, practicing swords, Sasaki displayed unique talent. Others learned by constant defeat, but he'd instantly surrender when he couldn't win. So what if everyone looks down on him? Bushido spirit means nothing to him. Blindly enduring hardship isn't normal, because suffering is not to be glorified. As long as his body remains unharmed, he'll have more time and energy to analyze his failures, then learn from nature, studying the principles of all things balance. Until he next appears before others, with just a slight release of his aura, it will be enough to make his former foes kneel and beg for mercy. In the days that followed, he relentlessly challenged the strongest, from his master Tomita Seigen to Itoryu Grandmaster Saiji Seiji, then the Hyakunin Dojoj, Seimeryu Yaku family, even the Sword Saint, retired for years, he sought out. He fought and lost and fought again. I bloom in slaughter like a flower at dawn. Finally, Sasaki, beneath the falls, mastered his ultimate sword technique, eager to use it and prove himself again. Sasaki simply raised his long blade. The resulting air currents could sweep the entire arena. Though Poseidon's face stayed calm as water, he still leaped up, then struck down with great force. But facing Sasaki's full power strike, Poseidon merely shifted slightly, just enough to evade it. He then planned to counter with his trident during Sasaki's recovery. But just as the tip was about to pierce, Sasaki forcefully changed his blade's direction, slashing upwards. This was Sasaki's swallow reversal. Even a god would be struck if caught off guard. A strand of golden hair drifted in the wind. This was Poseidon's first direct look at a mortal. He decided to attack proactively, as if to casually crush an annoying bug. He then stopped several meters from Sasaki, the perfect attack range for Poseidon. He took a deep breath, and the next second, an unseen lightning-fast shadow instantly struck. This was Poseidon's technique, raging waves, yet such an attack couldn't hit Sasaki at all. Even the closest blow merely grazed his clothes. Unlike Adam's divine body, Sasaki could dodge, not through special power, but sheer combat experience and mastery. His brain rapidly processed and simulated, observing every tiny reaction from his opponent. He'd construct Poseidon's movements and thoughts, then simulate over 1,000 attack patterns. By pre-simulating and then dodging, that is Sasaki's ability, thousand-hand unrivaled. And Poseidon doesn't use the ocean's power, but his trident for physical attacks, and he keeps missing. The human crowd in the arena cheered, as if victory was already theirs. But at that moment, Poseidon, whose attacks missed, showed no frustration, but instead casually whistled. The moment the whistling stopped, Poseidon took an attack stance. Everything was within Sasaki's predictions, but his opponent's speed was absurdly fast. In a moment, he teleported right before Sasaki, leaving no time to block. Sasaki, gravely wounded, knelt on the ground, coughing up blood. Pause. Then Poseidon spoke, addressing Sasaki, whom he had always viewed as a mere insect. The gods and audience cheered at this sight, but Poseidon's single glance silenced them. He needed no service from the weak, even if these gods were his peers. In this world, he trusted only himself. But Sasaki lamented Poseidon's pathetic state without a single friend. This instantly enraged Poseidon, who stomped the ground, leaping up with both feet, and from above, thrust out countless illusory strikes, faster and fiercer than before. This is the sea god's ultimate technique, divine thunder raining down from all directions. But Sasaki blocked it all with his thousand-hand peerless. Sasaki's skill constantly evolves in battle. His current swordsmanship has long surpassed human limits. He's just one step away from godhood. But are the three great gods of heaven truly so easily shaken? Poseidon dodged the slash with even greater speed, even attacking from Sasaki's predicted blind spot. The fierce phantom overwhelmed Sasaki. In an instant, he felt crushed by the sea, but he quickly recovered, with a do-or-die resolve after his breakthrough, dodging all attacks, and charged fiercely towards Poseidon. This strike went straight for the sea god's head, but in the next instant, he dodged it by leaning back. But it wasn't over. Sasaki suddenly changed his grip, attacking with a reverse hold. This was his famous technique, the flame flow secret art dance cut. As expected of a god, even facing such an attack, he skillfully dodged it, and even seized an opportunity to counterattack. With one strike of his halberd, he cleaved Sasaki's 3-foot-long divine blade, and the broken sword flew away as Sasaki watched in stunned disbelief.